It is 5:30 Central Standard Time, and we are here for a live final practice and the pre-race here for the Holiday Exhibition Challenge Series Race 5, Round 5, Race B. It is the 22 to 23, 24 hours of Daytona. We are here right now for practice, open practice lobby up, and we got two Group 1 cars out there right now. So we'll spectate that while I go over everything. And Graham has switched cars now. He's running the GR010. And Ramsey has got the 919 hybrid. So welcome back, Kyle. Good to see you here. And we are about roughly an hour away from the start of the race. I'll be starting my live stream at 6 o'clock on the dot. This is the final practice lobby for the race tonight. So those who don't know what this is an IMSA style race that I've set up here in the championship, the Holiday Exhibition Series I've got running. And what we're doing here, we're doing 44 laps with a 1 lap pace. So the room is set, as you can see, is set to 45 laps. We'll have a 10-minute qualifying session for both groups, and we're running Group 1 and Group 3 cars with specific limits to kind of be like a balance of performance. So we had the race yesterday, Race A, which was the New Year's Eve event. That was in the afternoon, and the race takes about an hour and 15 minutes or so with what we got, because the Group 1 cars run about a minute 30 to a minute 35 per lap. So the Group 3 cars got about 40 laps in total, so 39 laps of green flag, just because of the difference in the speed. There's about a 14 to 17 second difference roughly if you're running the Group 3 cars. You're about that much slower. So hoping to have a few more people than we had yesterday. We had 6 total drivers, and I'm hoping we get 10 tonight. We'll have to see. I know a lot of people, that's why I set this later in the evening, because a lot of people are going to be off of work tomorrow. And we're starting, as you can see, the room is actually starting at midnight, because the other race we started in the afternoon went into the night, and then this one is going to go from midnight and should finish up in the daytime. So we should have a sunrise in there too. We had a pretty cool looking sunset last night, because I did set quite a bit of clouds on the weather, the variable weather. So it looked really, really cool, really visually stunning when they show some of that here. So anybody who's interested in joining us late, there is a specific video just before this one that I think I called it the preview video. It just might have been Happy New Year. Check that video out. I think it's about 15 minutes, and I also take you around the track if you haven't been raced here in both cars, and give you a turn-by-turn analysis, and then run a couple of hard laps in each car, just to see if we can see roughly what the times are. And so I'm pretty much leaning, if I am going to race Group 3 tonight, and again I'm going to fill the field depending on who all's here, how many cars we got. So I'll fill in. So we had an even number. I filled in the Group 1 yesterday. Looks like we're going to have at least 2 Group 1s. So if we get a bunch of people running Group 3s tonight, then I will fill in the Group 1 field. But I would think John Hendrickman is probably going to run the Group 1 because he dominated yesterday. We had John Hendrickman in the GR010 hybrid, myself in the GR010 hybrid, and Graham in the 919 hybrid Porsche. Then in Group 3, we had Nook in the Corvette, Keith in the AMG, and Carson ran the Lexus. Hendrick took the win, and Carson took the win in their respective divisions. Nook had fast time in Group 3, and Hendrick, with his Night of Domination, had the fast qualifying and the overall fast lap. And the overall fast lap in the race, and then Nook had the fastest lap in Group 3 during the race. So I did do a review of that, that just to make sure that I had gotten the whole replay today. So that's good there. And again, anybody who wants to join, watch that video. It's about, you can probably get away with watching about 5 minutes of it and have the setups you need, or you can just fast forward through it. I also have a Facebook group page at HECS-Holiday Exhibition Challenge Series. Of course, the Holiday Exhibition Challenge Series acronym HECS. I think if you search that, you'll find it. So I'm going to keep this stream going until about 5 till 6, and then I'll set up for the live race stream, and you'll be in my in-car camera through the whole event, and hopefully we'll have a good, successful night of racing tonight. So thank you all for joining. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, like I said. And then hit that notification bell. You will know when I am on. Din time. Alright, so I'm going to go out there. I think I'm going to run a few laps in this car. You know what I didn't do, which I needed to do, and I can't. It's too late now, so I'm just pretty much eliminating myself from being able to drive that car. I needed to go grab some ballast because the Supra's about 30 pounds light. So alright, just to go over things, how we've come through summarize, this race marks the beginning of the second half of our season as far as the racing goes. We've got 9 rounds. This is basically, we're at 4.5. This is the beginning. This would be round 5. I did split this week. I haven't just called it all round 5 so we could put points, as many points as possible on the particular event. Round 1 was at Laguna Seca. That was in the Radical SR3. And then we moved on. That was on the 23rd. That was the first official night of points. That was a 3-race event with 11, 22, and 33 laps. And we also had double and triple points in the last 2 races of that event. And then round 2 was at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit, and that was a 3-race event on Christmas Eve in the early afternoon. And that one, Mason Roach came in and ran his 1 race so far and dominated with a first, a third, and a first, and got a total, I think it was 44 out of 47 total points available to him. And then on Christmas Day, we had the afternoon, early evening race. Actually, yeah, it was early evening race at Brands Hatch in Group 4 BOP cars. And that was a 2-race event with dual qualifying. So there were 2 qualifying bonuses to give out. And that was a pretty fun race. And then round 4, which I think so far has been our most successful time of racing, was the Scuba event, the Miata Challenge as I called it. 4 races, 1 qualifying, and then inverted the field each time, and that was very entertaining to be a part of, and from what everybody tells me, very entertaining to watch as well. So again, yesterday we had the event, the basically race A of this one. Group 1, Group 3 cars here at Daytona. 3 cars in each division yesterday we managed to complete. So standings now as we sit in the overall series are really tight. I'm actually pretty pleased with the way the points are reading right now. Coming into round 5, Nook was in the lead with myself second. Nook had 141, myself at 132. Judge Keith had 122 points, and then Zippy and Hendrick were tied, and there was no tiebreaker at 101. Kyle Ramsey with 98. Steve Mann with 75, and then Graham, Chase, and Mason Roach had 44 apiece, with Zoda and Carson, and then Rodeo finishing off the last of the points there. So after round 5, Hendrick actually earned the most points because he won the race and had fast qualifier. He also had a fast overall lap, but that doesn't add up till the end of the season. So points wise, yesterday, Hendrick Man took away 28 points. With his win, fast qualifying, and then Eric Carson finished second with 26 points with a win. He did, but Nook had fast qualifying, so he ended up with 20 points, and then myself and Keith, the judge, tied at 22 points, and then Graham got 18 points for yesterday's event. Now we get more cars here tonight. There's gonna be more points, and then I'm calculating the overall points of the round 5. So there's 2 separate races and then a overall, which is normally based on the bonuses and the average finish. But so the overall event is going to be based on the average finish, with the amount of victories being the tiebreaker, fast qualifying being the next tiebreaker, and then beyond that, the number of races you've attended being the other tiebreaker. So probably not going to have a tie, but we'll see what happens here. So we got about I'm going to keep this stream up here for about 12 more minutes, so if anybody has any questions, they can certainly come on my channel here at YouTube at KingPittdawg Racing and ask me a question. You can do a direct comment there. Hey DJ, awesome. So we'll run a few laps around here with Kyle and we'll go on board. Kyle has his own YouTube at All Access Motorsports. See if DJ's got any questions on the rules. Yeah, I'll put a. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can. I couldn't get it to start yesterday from YouTube. Let me see if I can do it again today. Maybe Keith can start a party, the chat, because it won't let me, for some reason, it won't let me start it on the PlayStation. And when I do, I have to start it on my phone, which is really kind of goofy. Excellent. Okay. All right. Whoop, I need to change car, not that. Alright, so we got 5 of us in here so far. Keep coming, guys, keep it coming. So there's the rules if somebody wants to look, and I wish I could somehow just copy this and keep posting it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get out there and run a few laps. DJ, if you're on my stream, there is a video up that shows all the settings and everything. It should be something where you can probably just screenshot it real quick, and then you'll be able to go right in and set everything up. It's pretty easy, actually. The biggest thing is when setting up the cars, get power restrictor and ballast, both groups if you're going to set up, and then set your tires at S, and then go in and start messing with your settings. Different cars are going to require different things. You're probably not going to be anywhere near the limits on all 3 of them. I set the PP kind of high on the Group 3 because some of the cars may you may be bumping up some of the horsepower to get to that point. So then restrict it down to the 550 max. That's what I did. I added turbocharger, added supercharger to the... I got a turbocharger on this Mazda, added a supercharger to the Mustang. I got all my cars set at about the same, so... I've excluded myself from running the Super because I forgot to go in there again this afternoon and add it's about 30 pounds underweight. And I forgot to because when I first set the Super up for this car, it was before they announced the new manufacturer season. So I had the old manufacturer's car I was leasing, so I got a new one when I re-signed when the new season started. So I kind of screwed myself up there. But I like driving the Mazda. I mean, it sounds great, so I don't have a problem driving it. And I did run some laps. I think I ran about 10 laps with it earlier. So the fuel will be okay on it, which was my concern being a rotary. But yeah, so start with your soft tires as your first setting, racing softs, and then start messing with your other settings. When you do the Group 1 car, if you go to do your group run, let me jump out of the Mazda here again. I think I gotta exit. Oh, I can change car, okay. So just to show you show everybody the settings here. So my settings, just so you know, you're not gonna be, you'll probably be overweight or way underpowered. So my settings, as you see, if you look down the left side of the screen there, we're at 899.74, 900 is the max. So I'm right at the max I can get performance out of this car. 764 horsepower is well under the 900 limit. And then 2,469 pounds is 200 pounds over the 214 pounds over the minimum weight. And I set that minimum weight because when Keith first tried to come in, the one car he was trying to get, he couldn't get it up to weight even with all ballast. So when you look to the right over there, you can see that I've got the full control computer and the ballast and the power restrictor, and then I've played with these until I got something I was happy with, and that's the output at 88, the ballast at 80, and then the power restrictor at 80 at 88. Now on the Group 3 cars, it's a little different. But what I did add, and I want people to realize this, you can add turbochargers, but then you got to reduce the power down to get to the max on the Group 3. This one here, you can probably add a lot of power, but you're going to get too high on the performance points. So that's the only biggest thing. Work at that performance points. Find the suspension settings and stuff you like. So then I'll go into Group 3. So the Group 3 car. So I'll show you that settings. Group 3 car here. Detailed settings. Now look, the performance points are almost 20 points under the max, but my max power is right there, 548, and I had to add ballast to get weight on this car because it's a very light car. So if you look here, I'm set at 96% output, but I'm at 74% on the restrictor. And again, Group 3 cars, 300 on the trans. You got to have the fully customizable racing trans, and you got to set it at 300. Group 1 is 350. Okay, so that kind of gives you a rundown. Again, you're not going to be able to maximize every single setting. I set those settings to create a artificial balance of performance on our end. So there we go. All right, that's it for this stream. I'm going to go run a few laps out here, and then I will sign back on. I will sign back on here in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to shut down qualifying, or I'm sorry, this practice lobby in 11 minutes right at 6:05 Central Standard Time. So that's it for this stream. I'm heading out. Hope to see you guys on the next stream. Should be a fun ride of racing. And KingPittdawg out.